Hello my dear students, you are watching Brainmaster Spoken English. Here in this lesson, I shall describe some words which are being misused by you. Remember, I shall describe you in English. You try to grasp the meaning. In this way, you will be competent in speaking and writing. Let's start. This is a very common question as deny, refuse, reject and decline often translate to the same words in other languages. So learners often have problem distinguishing between them. One useful way of seeing the difference between words is to look at the opposite of each word. Accept could be the opposite of refuse, reject and decline. So we can see that these words have very similar meaning. The opposite of deny would be admit. However, so this is different to the others. An odd on out. The main meaning of deny is to say that something is not true. If the police are questioning somebody, the suspect might deny that he committed a crime. For example, deny also has a less common use, which is quite similar to refuse. If you deny somebody something, you refuse to give it to them. For example, the girls denies their pleasure of food and water. Finally, if you deny someone, you say that they aren't connected to you at all. But this use is rather old-fashioned. To refuse is the opposite to accept. If you refuse to do something, you choose not to do it or say firmly that you will not to do it. You could also refuse something which means that you do not accept it. For example, I offered him a cold drink, but he refused it. Notice that the pronunciation has the stress on the second syllable. Refuse as opposed to refuse, which is a formal word for rubbish. Reject is quite similar to refuse. The opposite of both would be accept. If you reject a proposal or a request, for instance, you decide not to agree with it. Judge Dredd reject the lawyer's request for more time to study the case. If you reject a belief or a theory, you decide that you don't believe it in and you do not wish to follow it. The rebel rejects the authority of the central government. Reject often carries the added meaning that you don't think something is good enough. If an employer rejects a job applicant or a machine rejects a credit card, it is because something is considered unsuitable, invalid or wrong in some way. If someone rejects a lover, their family or friends, they believe with cruelty or indifference towards them and perhaps do not want to see them anymore. Notice that in all cases, the pronunciation is reject. Reject with the stress on the second syllable, which is common for verb with two syllables. The noun or reject has the stress on the first syllable and means somebody or something which has not been accepted. For example, this shirt was very cheap because it was a reject. Finally, we come to decline. Decline can be a rather formal synonym for refuse. If you decline something or decline to do something, you politely refuse to accept it or do it. The princess is believed to have declined various proposals of marriage. For example, it can also be a noun, but this time it is pronounced the same as the verb decline. Then there is the intransitive verb. That's a verb without an object. If someone or something decline, it loses quality, importance, or strength. Listen to how the verb decline is used in this sentence. As China and India become more powerful, the economic power of the United States may be declining. So, in conclusion, then we might deny an allegation, refuse an offer, reject a suggestion, and decline a formal invitation. Thank you for watching this useful lesson. If you have not subscribed to my channel Brain Master Spoken English, subscribe now. I shall bring another video for you. Thanks a lot.